Shake it, baby. Oh yeah, shake it, shake it, shake it.
Oh my God. Okay. We gotta quit. Don't run, Nick. Get in the ground, Nick. Don't. UFC fighters get more famous.
That was.
I am confident enough to tell you that that fight is done, though. That fight is agreed all the way down to the date. That I do have a confidence to tell you.
Jones said he needs 4 months. Now you're going to do it in...
I'm telling you, this Jon Jones business, Jones will say a lot of things to the media. When he gets that phone call, here's the guy you're fighting. Do you understand? Yes. And that is what he will say. All the other reports are not true. Jon has come out. He's been a troll. He's had some fun. He even tried to negotiate in the media. Privately, he takes that phone call. It's yes or anything else that comes out of his mouth. Any answer that's not yes is not yes. But that did not happen. That is a false report. Jon Jones has not ducked this fight. I wish he did. I'd love to bury him. He didn't. He did not duck Tom Aspinall.
Don't be silly. Jump the ghillie. It works in practice. Doesn't work in fights. Woo!
Michael Bisping saved my ass. He gave me a crash course in desk work and broadcasting. It was when we were at Fox, and he really made me feel comfortable and helped me out a lot on that first show and covered me. He carried me in a lot of situations. He really saved me, and that kind of led into, and then that's the beginning. And now we are where we are now. But that's how it happened. I had no intention of, I liked Dan Hardy a lot, and I was a big fan of him and his fighting career. And so when he asked me to come on and chit chat, I did, just because it was Dan Hardy and he asked. I didn't really know what was going to come of it. Dan Hardy wanted to talk, so I was gonna listen.
Bisping, can I ask, I'm not trying to stir anything, how are you in Bisping? You guys good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Everyone, when you started your own podcast and stopped doing his, everyone's like, oh my God, what was the fallout? You guys hate each other now. I'm like, I don't really think I know Bisping well enough to know, Bisping's a good guy. I always said, Bisping's a good dude.
Well, I told everybody, if Bisping hated me, you guys would know it. When's he ever minced words? It's just, there's things that happened that neither one of us has talked about in the background that have nothing to do with conflict or anything like that. Bisping and I are good.
And the reality, this is not a knock on Bisping, this is just a reality. You want your own thing eventually, right? That's kind of the point of doing this. You want your own thing. You don't want to be the other guy. You want to be your guy. I mean, that's not a knock on him. That's you want your own thing.
Yeah, and that was the plan in conversations that Bisping and I had from the very beginning. It was no shock that I was going to start my own show. That wasn't a surprise to anyone behind the scenes.
How'd you score his fight with Ankalaev?
I didn't. It was hard for me to watch that fight and to score it. It was very hard for me to watch it from the standpoint of analyzing, because I was there front row, and when I saw Alex walk out, I just, for some reason, I don't even know if I'm right by saying this, and if this comes up and Alex, explains this, then that's fine. But I just felt that the Alex that walked out that night was a different Alex that walked out the night that him and I fought. I just saw that because I know what it's like to be there in the cage and then this guy's coming in there, like I remember that. Yeah. I remember that day every day. So when I saw him walking out for Ankalaev, I just saw like a different guy. I know that sometimes he'll take his time, he'll do the calf kicks, he'll kind of read the movements of the opponents, but after the second, third round, when I saw that he really wasn't attacking, and the rest of my experience of the fight was just I watched it in frustration. I was just like, I couldn't even really watch it. I was like, I don't understand what's going on, because it shouldn't be like this. It doesn't have to be like this, So I don't know how I scored it. I just saw it and I was like kind of confused, because I was expecting the same guy that came in and fought me to go in there and do the same thing. I wanted to see what that experience was like from the outside, kind of cage that, okay, yeah, I remember being in there, and I was like, no, it was nothing like this when I was in there. What the heck?
How do you see Khamzat fighting against Dricus? Who do you think he wins and how?
I think Khamzat is gonna win, because I don't see anyone preparing properly for Khamzat. They are bringing wrestlers to train them to defend takedowns and all that, but Khamzat doesn't do the normal stuff. That it doesn't care if you're gonna bring the best wrestler to take him down or something like that, because Khamzat doesn't do wrestling. He does MMA wrestling. He does MMA cage work. It's different. You need to understand his system, what he wants next, what's his patterns and all that. You need to understand this first, and then you start to prepare for him. So I don't think any of these guys had this reading about his style and everything. And I think Khamzat is gonna win from Dricus.
Nice.
Yeah, but I always said that Dricus is gonna get his ass whooped, but he always won. So I will never doubt him again. You know what I mean? Only when I fight him, I know that I'll beat him. But any other guy, I'm not gonna shake this match. I'm not gonna, because if he survives 1.5 round and he keeps doing and start to throw punches to Khamzat and all that, he can win. But I think stylistically doesn't match at all.